Cool. So we were just chatting on the Discord. We were like not sure if Goblins or Dreadnought was favored in the Goblins versus Dreadnought matchup. I normally test some games in the afternoon in between work requests. Saw if Tom was around. Tom was around. Asked him if he wanted to test this hot topic matchup. He was down, and so here we are. Um, Honestly, I played this matchup last evening. Tom's gonna start by bringing the blue-white version. I played this matchup last evening, and it felt like a pretty uphill battle for the Goblins. Uh, it just it's just not enough to well. The thing is, the Dreadnought player can do control and combo, so that's what made it hard. But we'll see how it feels. Okay, I have Lackey CGing. This game's over. I have Lackey CGing Pile Driver. I have the God Hand, so Tom's dead. Good start. Good start for the good guys. And I'm on the play. This is actually just a hilarious first game. He's just dead on turn 3. There's literally nothing he can do. He can, yeah, he can daze my Pile Driver. There are two main deck plows if Tom is playing Fran's list, but as we can see, Tom doesn't have the plow, and so this game is concluded. Sweet. Score 1 for Goblins. I'm gonna start counting my chickens early. Oh, cherry on top for the full turn 3. So if he dazes this pile driver, it's pretty good. But there's no reason for me to play Lackey, and I can also just port Tom here. But pile driver's got to be better because if he dazes, it's just the same thing as porting. And then if he doesn't daze, he's dead, and I can port him on 3. So he can combo on 2, and then he literally has to block. Well, blocking is good, right? Because 10. Let's see. This is 10, 11. So 11 is not 12. Oh, he's throwing down the foil. Doesn't want to die. Okay, if he combos here, then life gets harder. Okay, well, we have a game. Okay, so I can go. I guess foil into Dreadnought was pretty good, huh? Because that was not like porting him. So I could have ported him and then gone slow, but. So if I War Chief, I have to deal 9 damage to him this turn, or like close to a good amount of damage. He just kills the War Chief no matter what, right? Let's play land. I'm gonna go Prospector, eat a guy, War Chief, eat a guy, Lackey. It's not that good because I'm just turning my 1/1s into whatever. But if I War Chief can't get in because he has to block the War Chief and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I really need War Chief in play because I really just need a top deck of Matron and a Pile Driver. This way he just blocks the Lackey. Takes 5. 5 is almost like 8. So I need mana. I need everything. So I need mana, but okay, can I actually just win on board? Can I actually just play 2 goblins, including a prospector, attack, get in for 5? Oh, but then you can block Siege Gang and then reduce my ability. Okay, so I can War Chief, hit for 6. Um, War Chief hit for 6. Okay, so I need 2 lines. I need a Siege Gang lives line, and I need a War Chief lives line. And Tom can choose which one he wants. I don't think he can let a War Chief go. So I think he blocks the War Chief, but I'm going to play War Chief, get in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guaranteed, put him down to 12. The following turn, I can get in for another 6 plus 4, and then my Prospector can maybe convert everything in. So this line is super solid, I think, because I just need the damage from War Chief, and Tom doesn't know if he needs to block. See, if I get dazed, I just lose. But I didn't get dazed, and it doesn't have the daze because you just would have dazed. Yeah. Okay, so he makes a pretty. No, he's got to think about this block pretty hard. Yeah. Because he knows that if he lets War Chief live, then he just dies to a Pile Driver or a Matron. Hey, hey, Gmao. Let's go ahead and Prospector here. And then anything can happen. My money's on Nought too. I think Nought is super favored, but you know, uh, people started playing Goblins to address Nought, so you gotta assume that they're onto something. I mean, yeah. So this is actually pretty annoying. Yep. So I would probably mage Matron here, right? So, or Ringleader? No. What would I mage? Siege Gang? No. If I draw Siege Gang, I win. If I draw Matron, I win, right? I feel like it's Matron because Matron is kind of like the most flexible card. All right, let's just draw Pile Driver. I would probably name Pile Driver. Can I get a lot of Goblins into play and then block and then Gem Palm Incinerate this Dreadnought? I don't know. We have to draw something good. I think Pile Driver had to be the right play instead of Rishton Port on turn 2. It's something to think about because it would have forced him not to be going. Oh, Ringleader. I would have named Matron before Ringleader, right? But I'm not doing. Maybe Tom's doing more math than me, or he knows the top card of my deck. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, well, we're not dead, so um, no sense in not playing on. I guess Ringleader would have been like the most snow. I mean, I don't know. Insane name from Tom there. I can't stress how ridiculous that was. All right, let's see if Tom puts the mage out, and then if he does, I'll just lose anyways. Wait, do I have any main deck answers to the Dreadnought? Yeah, I'm drawing towards Naturalize too. He doesn't know that. Okay, so there's a point in playing. Yep. Let's not die. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Take 4, so I can take up to 5, but I need to hold 1 back for Naturalize, and then I just lose to the Meddling Mage. Okay, I guess I'm dead. Let's not show him the main deck Naturalize, maybe. Okay, I'm just dead. Yeah. Man, Naturalize would have been sick. I do not know what Discord notifications are popping. Alright. Up to 4 Naturalize, 3 Blasts, a Tinkerer. Goblin King speeds up the clock. I'm sure there's bad stuff I can board out for that. Sharpshooter, Lucky Skirk. Matron's a little slow. Ringleader's a little slow. 5 cards. I mean, going wide is like the only way. I have 2 options. I guess I can grind or I can try to go wide. I'm never going to spend 3 mana on on Matron. But I'm also like playing the Tinker. I guess I gotta send a message to Hoip. Alright. All the 1-mana guys are good. Maybe Fnatic like doesn't end up being good because it doesn't like Matron for Tinker is like a 5-mana combo. So maybe I'm just trying to grind. So if I'm trying to grind, I don't play King, and then I don't play like dinky little guys who just don't get in for card advantage. But I'd rather play like one King. Because I'm just going to try to King Siege Gang. Play a little slow. This is acceptable. Tom is going to be on blasts and plows, so this Goblin Lackey is going to be in trouble, but hopefully I can keep him off balance. And then Port's pretty good. Although Wasteland is great versus the blue-white version. Alright, I have turn 2 Goblin Tinker through days into turn 3 Ringleader or Chief round days with naturalized backup. So I think it's a keep even though it's not a lackey hand. Although naturalized isn't real backup. So I actually have to hold this Foothills and see if I draw a... I'll just start on Tomb. No, I'll hold this Foothills and see if I draw a... No, I'll start on Tomb. Start on Tomb. Because no matter what, I'm tapping it because I'll be able to fight through a daze with this Tinker. It's pretty good. Tom made the correct block on that Siege Gang, I guess. Well, hard to say, but seems correct. Land. Alright. Have a Tinker. Daze backup. This probably gets blasted or plowed at some point in the game, but Ringleader, Pile Driver. Flip Pile Driver first, I think. Well, it might not even be a question. It might be the only thing I can play. Wish Matron could find a forest, huh? Nice. Alright, I have a lot of choices. It's got to be a War Chief, though, so I don't have a lot of choices. And there's no reason not to attack with my Tinker, because Vision Charm... Well, he could run in Stifle. Well, I'm not going to hold up red. So I can Pile Driver holding up red, but that's pretty weak. It's got to be War Chief. Especially because War Chief costs red, and it plays around days. And it attacks right away, and it means I can just Pile Driver Ringleader next turn. It's just kind of bananas. I like this too, because if he spends the plow on... Yeah, ops are pretty bad. That's my other thing. I should have tried to find a good nought opponent. Hey, Tom's got to go take care of his kid, so you can be up next if you want. He's playing blue-white though, so... Mage? Mage is post-board. I think it's good. Check it, Fran. Check how good this is. Because I'm just not gonna waste my stuff on removal. Although he's named Siege Gang, which is interesting. What would you name? Ringleader first to hide information. Can I matron for anything bananas? Let's go back to the deck list. Matron costs 2 mana, and then I'll have 2 mana remaining, so I can get any 3s. Oh, I guess I could keep one Incinerator around for for gem palms, but we'll do this instead. I mean, Tom's so dead here. I'd even attack with a Tinker here, I think. Yeah, I would like to take I would like to take all of them. Oh, there's like dazes. Ah, Gush Foil. It's fine, I got another. Okay, so I'm on a 1-turn clock right now. Okay, if I attack with War Chief, he blocks War Chief. We have the option to play slow, but I'm pretty sure if I just deal 9 damage to him, 9, 10, 11, 12, if I deal 12 damage to him, I'll just be able to clean it up with the rest of my hand. Let's see. Tom doesn't have access to plow. No, there's no need, right? Because he needs to combo, stifle. I mean, War Chief has to stay alive. Tinker doesn't like trade. I think War Chief has to stay alive, and then the next turn it just doesn't matter because I'm just gonna play another pile driver. I'm just be like pile driver, or something. Yeah, this is fine. I can put him dead next turn anyways, and then it's just fine. I guess he can like plow the pile driver next or the War Chief next turn. No blocks. Questionable. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Surely doesn't matter. Because I can make my pile drivers like 100 damage, right? But also I can just do this. And I can do this, and then it's 5 plus 4 is 9. That was pretty good from my side. What happened to Tom? He kept a speculative hand full of cantrips, and he had no plow, no blast. He had like none of his sideboard cards, and I had everything. I had my 1 of Tinker in my opening hand, and then I had like awesome pressure, and I like hit a 4 of Ringleader. Yeah. Probably good hand versus bad hand, plus I was on the play. Yeah, I have to mulligan this. I don't think you mulligan turn 2 Siege Gang. It's so bad though. I like need a matron or a naturalize off the top. So I go Lackey into Siege Gang into Portu. On the play this would be so good. But this port just is just going to be too slow. So in order to make this hand, I really have to draw, like, I need Tom not to have any blaster plows. Because I just think these are all blank. I don't know, 5 is too low though, I think. Because 5 is really hard to get lands, pressure, and interaction up. So I have pressure and then hopefully I draw interaction. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Tom kept 7. Guess you have to try to get lucky. I think you try to get lucky. This hand sucks. Hopefully port fucks him up, or he kept a one-lander and misses on his port. Or he takes like 100 damage from his lands. That's a good start, but this is getting plowed based on this, like you'd always lead on island. This just, I guess I could have been like, okay, well this hand is nothing if my lackey gets plowed, but it's just like, my 5-card hand is probably nothing if my lackey gets plowed. Eh. Meddling Mage block is just so good. But I don't know. Meddling Mage post board is still sus. I mean, it's going to look good here, but sus. Naturalize. Yep. Tinker. One time. Port. Port you. No attack. I don't know, bruh. I guess he's gonna plow. War Chief, and then I can go War Chief Lackey. Not gonna waste a blast on this. Doesn't have combo. Wouldn't even be thinking about it. Well, I guess he'd be thinking about it, because this means my Tinker has haste. Yeah. Okay, this turn I wouldn't attack. Okay, he has another piece of interaction? No. He just has combo? Yeah. And I can't draw naturalize? Okay, we need some overloads. I guess I should have ported. I could have been Lackey Port. Was because I knew he didn't miss the land drop, so if I just Lackey Port, and then this turn I just port again, he doesn't attack, and then next turn I just port again, and he doesn't attack. Did I need to like keep the gem palms? So game 1 and 2, awesome hands. Can't imagine losing. Managed to lose game 1 because Tom's hand is awesomer, and then lost game 2, or won game 2. So far, need a great hand, can still lose. That's my take. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's do it again. I'm pretty lucky for this, but you gotta respect Hoyp for having 4 siege gangs. I think he did a great job with the list. His 2 main deck plows would be pretty good. Pretty good if he has it. But I've got more fire to back it up, so we shall see. Alright, we can make it interesting for Tom. I think if I pre-combat this pile driver, he has to like contemplate if he's going to counter it. So let's do that. He's like, maybe I'm bluffing the siege gang, and then yeah, let's go. No days. 3 days is in Fran's list. Maybe the 4th is better in the Goblins matchup. There's no doubt that it's better in the Goblins matchup. But Fran, if you're still in chat, my suggestion is to move the Flash of Insight to the sideboard. Okay. Guess we just got some extra stifles lying around. Ugh. So bad. Do I just attack, and then if he stifles, then I just know to port, and then ugh. I mean, port's better than Wasteland here this turn anyways. Pyrokinesis for this guy? Like, so bad? Everything's so bad? Alright, this is actually a great draw. I'm not in the, I'm not in the business of not attacking. Game 1 especially. This feels like a Dreadnought. Oh, that's game. This Ancient Tomb is going to put in work. This port's going to put in work too, actually. Okay, never mind. Do I just lose? Okay. We got this. He's digging for the one of 2 plows. We've looked at 5 cards. He burned a Stifle early in the game to not lose. Double port next turn. Yeah, right? Alternatively, Ringleader, Fanatic, Ringleader Lackey. Port him out for the rest of the game. Needs to have lands, could have Gush. So if he just gushes, he gets that land drop back and he has 2 mana up anyway, so porting is off the table. So that means we just go as fast as possible. Lackey gets out Siege Gang. Yeah, let's go fast. Okay. I mean, I got hand again, but, you know. Like, and if Tom just has combo, I just lose anyways. If Tom just has combo, like some of these earlier turns, I can still lose. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I think Fran doesn't board in. Fran boards out Mage for this. Um, but I'm not gonna like over-index on hate for Mage. There's just like nothing I can do. Mage blocks Lackey. Like, I'm not gonna be able to incinerate it on turn 2. I can blast it. I mean, I have 3 blasts and incinerate. It's like good enough. Double blast is a keep. Controversial play. How does he know? Why is Metelsky so good at meddling mage? I mean, if I don't, I guess I could have waited and blast. Waited to blast. Um, I don't know. This means that he doesn't have like a 6 setup though. Okay, we're still gonna end his career here with this sequence. War Chief double pile driver after blasting is gonna be good. So if he doesn't combo, or if he just blasts, come on. I don't know, Meddling Mage is looking sick. Okay, Naturalize is pretty sweet. So it's mana inefficient to go blast. Um, this is just like counterspell. Hardcast Days would be really good. Blast, Pile Driver. I just want the turn to be Blast double Pile Driver because I just don't want to lose a mana. And I don't think playing around Days into the open mana really matters because it's like counterspell or Days. And then it's like Hardcast Days cantrip. And also I might need a blast to protect the naturalize. And also this isn't a clock. Let's just let's grind. I mean, this getting countered isn't the end of the world. And also you can just counter the blast on this and then stop me from pile driving if he has the read. Tom will have to watch the bot afterwards. Okay, fine. At least Tom is down to 4 cards in hand. Second mage is pretty decent. His just name's Naturalize. I mean, if your name's Naturalize, I have to blast it and then hold up Naturalize. Or you name it Matron. Or you name Siege Gang. I could have been porting him off white. I am very surprised he didn't cut mage either, but honestly, they block 1/1s, they block 2/2s. I just think the cards you bring in are so much better, right? You're gonna have go up to 4 plows and like 4 plows and 3 blasts. But I mean, on my side, one, Metelsky is a name savant and has hit something that I either top deck or have in my hand every single time. And then, uh, two, 2/2, you know, it's a bear. Just doesn't block pile driver. I think that's like the tipping point for me. But also if you and also Goblins opponents, like they could be playing Hearth Charm, they can be playing Overload, they can be playing Naturalize, they can be playing Hull Breach. Tom is going for some very interesting names though, and this clock is starting to become a problem. I have no doubt that I'm supposed to cast the Matron here. The question is, what do I get? Because Matron for Tinkerer is like no longer a great line. I guess my Naturalize is free and Tom's down to 1 card in hand. Okay, let's stop the bleeding. I'm going to block with my Goblin Pile Driver. I mean, this could be counterspell. I guess if Tom's hand is like Gush Foil, I mean, whatever. If Tom can gush out of this, then good for him. I can't play. I need to produce some pressure and also not die myself. Yeah, it's a good gush. It's a fine plow. I'm not too worried about the plow. Okay, counterspell is really good here. But if it's not counterspell, port blue, Tom has an island, supporting is not an option. I don't know, maybe Tom boarded out counterspell, he kept an impulse. This one, well, the fact that he didn't name protection assumes that he is not scared of natural eyes, or he doesn't have combo. Oh yeah, yeah, well, 2 damage. But, I block. If he doesn't plow, I play War Chief, play Pile Driver. It's not too different. Lackey get in there. Matron for Pile Driver is the current thing on my mind. Did Tom fake tap a plains on my upkeep to contemplate doing that? Oh wait, I can Matron for a 3. And I can also just matron for Gem Palm, or I can matron for Ringleader later. Matron for Pile Driver has got to be hot, right? Matron. I guess War Chief is getting plowed. It's fine. In which case I'd want Ringleader. Matron for Tinker. Force the plow onto something else. Force the plow or blast onto something else. Incinerator, draw a card. Force Tom not to spend his mana this turn. If I get Pile Driver, the 2 Pile Drivers are 9s, so forces the plow onto War Chief, and if it's a blast, it's even better. And then also he's still dead next turn. I mean, if this was naming naturalized, it'd be such a different game, right? If the first one was naming I don't know. Oh, okay, Tom's just dead. Oh, it just hit the fail state. All blasts and mages. Okay. Nice. We'll go ahead and call this the okay, 3 to 4 matches. We could switch to rock versus mono red, but it would take a little bit of hassle. I don't know. This is fun. So just keep going. Keep going if Tom wants to keep going. Thanks to all the follows. I recognize some of these names. Don't know who this F. Palush guy is, but thank you for the follow. Chestnut Line, Art Yard 13, Sojournet Troll. Let's see if I can stream on weekends more often. This hand does not contain Goblin Lackey, and thus is questionable. I mean, question for Goblins players, would you keep this hand? Like, I would probably keep this in the dark because you just go War Chief Siege Gang. It's like pretty good. But yeah, let's you know our opponent. We're not gonna fuck around. This one's better. Keep, put back a port, I think. Where we're going, we don't need lands. Port just doesn't even cast anything in this hand. Yeah. All right. Tom is now armed with Fran's sideboard plan, so it's going to be over for me. Because Fran is 7-0 against Goblins. Ooh, Ancient Tomb. Any Ancient Tomb fans? Days? Ops Days? Oh. Turn 2 jam. Turn 2 jam. Turn 2 jam. Ooh. Ooh. That's not the land I wanted. Alright, let's get a War Chief onto the table, port, and then attack with port and attack with. I mean, is porting good? Could be down to 2 lands. Can't gush next turn. Didn't jam. Could have lands. If I play Ancient Tomb, is there like an extremely awesome upside off the top of my deck? No, right? I really needed this forest to be a mountain. Awkward. Okay, the question is porting good? Tom's gonna impulse. I think porting is good because if it's counterspell untap combo, counterspell untap combo is unlikely because there's no combo this turn. Impulse combo is likely, and then I'm just counting on him to be missing an additional island for that. And like War Chief just gets in next turn anyway, so it's got to be port this turn. Like War Chief or Pile Driver is attacking next turn, so it's good. And port's better than Wasteland here, right? I wouldn't even have the choice. So here comes the impulse, here comes the nothing, so it was just counterspell. And then if I want to jam through the pile driver this turn, I can with the port. Oh, I can't because he can float. Oh, well that's awesome. Okay, well if you want to counterspell this, you're not counterspelling that. Except for if my read is counterspell, then I'll just play on. I'll just show and tell this. Yeah, that's better. It's got to be better. Because if it gets countered, it's like way worse. Okay. I mean, the read's counterspell, right? 2 islands do nothing. It's just like 1,000,000%. It's a counterspell, no impulse, no ops, no nothing. His hand's like 3 counterspells. There's the impulse. So top decked an impulse. It's pretty bad for me, but I have a naturalize, and I would like to play that on his and step. Okay, potential top decks. Mountain lets me War Chief, and I can War Chief with Naturalize on that turn, but I'm not going to beat a Daze. I can just like wait to Naturalize and double Daze. I think restricting his access to mana is good because getting to port and then naturalize through the counterspell that I know is in his hand is going to be pretty good. Combo, yeah. Gush combo with land drop. Oh, game over. This is I guess he has foil. Tapping the land was good though. It kept him off double vision charm. Yeah. Yeah, no surprises there. Okay, just show me the foil. Can't even untap though. Double dazes? Double dazes versus he portented to stack something on top that he needed, like the foil. Gotta beat that. Oh my god. Oh, inject it straight into my veins. Hi. Okay, it's a real mulligan to lackey ankle then, huh? It's like he's got a 2-card combo. I've got a 1-card combo. Have I won every game one? I believe so. What's the other? Oh, don't bring in Tranquil Domain. Port was good too. All right. Casual, another hand that falls apart to I'm gonna hardcast a Gem Palm on two. That falls apart to Daze Blast Plow. I mean, it seems like it's just a lackey game, yeah? Oh, multi 5. Sweet. Well, it's not a Daze. Could be a Plow. Could also just be turn 2. Ooh, this one's gonna be a hard choice. My opponent is on a multi 5. I can play Goblin Lackey turn 1, or I can hold up Pyroblast. I could just get dazed anyways. Man, being on the draw sucks, huh? Portent. It doesn't tell me if he shuffled. What does it look like if you shuffle Portent? Does it say anything different? Portent. Okay, shuffled it. He could have just been digging for a second land to combo, but gotta be brave. Don't do it, Tom. Okay. Don't think port is good here. Should I cycle? I think so. I think drawing a card's better than a 2-1. Prospector is pretty good, I think, because it lets me run out of Siege Gang with Mount. Oh. Huh. Okay. Tom continues to be a god. He's gonna plow the Prospector and then jam through with the Pyroblast. But otherwise, he's super dead to rights, I believe. Plus, he wants to plow the pile driver anyways. Go away. Don't show up on this page. Silence notifications. Clearly, inexperienced streamer getting my work pop-ups, potentially spoiling sensitive information. The real question is if I run a Siege Gang into days. Hans all lands. The thing is, if it resolves, he's dead next turn. But I can also just lackey. Same thing, lackey port. Port's not that good. I want the option to port, I guess. Port technically stops counterspell backup. Silence notifications. Let's try that. In for 4. Oh, if he days Siege Gang, I just sack the Prospector to it, huh? Okay, whatever. Let's stay above 12. Yeah. You know, as much as Fran is on the 7-0 versus Goblins, I'm about to take the second match in a row. And my wins were 2-0, and Tom's wins were 2-1. So far so good for the Goblins. I guess should cut him off white, because double plow is an option, but Tom's super dead. Yeah. He's like, I can foil the siege gang, but and thanks for joining, Will. Tom and I are Tom and I are well, Tom's gonna switch to True Blue. So we shall see how Mono Blue does. I'm interested to see it. I played Blue White versus Goblins last night at the New York meetup, and I won 2-0. And I could play a pretty impressive control game with just plows, blasts, and counterspells, keeping the real clocks off the table while I developed my game. So I was really, I felt great on the Dreadnought side, but we just ran the tests, and Goblins has been. I was on the play 2 out of 3 matches, but Goblins has been given I be true the business. Um, yeah, we shall continue to see. I mean, this is gonna be good. Also, I'm playing Hoyp's Goblins list, and right now I'm a fan of 4 copies of the card Siege Gang Commander. I think that was a good choice on his behalf. Skirk. Should I turn these into Mogs? No, right? I can turn them into Mogs at any point in the game, so there's no reason to. Okay, turn to me. I don't even care. Yeah, it's fine. I'll race you. I'll race you. I wish I was a Vision Charm, though. War Chief, huh? Let's see how Tom blocks, and then go from there. Because War Chief is... Well, I guess War Chief is good. Yeah, let's War Chief, because Tom has blocked one of these two. So War Chief is going to get through. Oh, days? Doesn't matter. War Chief gets through either way, so I'm just trading 2 damage for 2 damage. And then stuff has haste next turn. It's pretty good. It's gotta be good. And Tom has to play around so much, right? Like, I don't know. Last time he blocked the Siege Gang, but we'll see if he blocks Lackey this time on the read that Siege Gang is like the only way to lose. I was thinking a long time about this foil. I would definitely jam the foil. Thank you, Kevin Costnerino, for the follow. Really appreciate all 7 viewers. This is like an awesome opportunity, just like daytime, got some free time, play some matches with ringer Tom Metelsky, and settle the debate: Goblins versus 12-12. I wonder what Tom's thinking about. I mean, maybe I should have guaranteed the 2 damage and then cast. He's thinking about Daze, yeah. Daze is essentially destroy 1 goblin. He traded an island for a goblin token. It's pretty reasonable, I think, but let's see. I don't know. I could have thought about this turn really hard. It might be a good turn to revisit. I might have gone too fast because I think I get the damage in. I could just play Warchief for post combat, and then he just makes the right block. Maybe that's a punt. But like next turn, I'm like so heavily dependent. I guess what Tom's mathing is that next turn, he knows I'm restricted on mana, and I'm so heavily dependent on drawing Pile Driver. Is Ancient Tomb a good enough draw? Can I deal 14 damage? Lucky? Not quite enough. Let's go ahead and seed. I don't know. What things that could have been different? I could have had him block the lackey, and then I could have just had the war chief in play post combat, or I could have just had a Mog in play with like a couple extra goblins, like 3 extra goblins. I mean, it didn't matter with what I drew because I would have had to like have the war chief in play, Ringleader into Pile Driver into Siege Gang. Just like, don't have enough mana for that, and a Sharpshooter. Oh wait, Sharpshooter can ace him from afar, like in which can produce a lot of damage. So I actually keep the Sharpshooter. Huh. I'm a bad Goblins player. Doesn't matter. Oh, we wanted Goblin King for damage. That's what I was doing. Slightly different. It's fine. Yes, I would like to play. Yes, I would like to keep my Lackey Siege Gang double naturalize hand. Please and thank you. Dude, Goblins is such a good deck. Down to 6. It's my pre-combat main. Mountain, Lackey, GG's. No blast, 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 no stifle. Nice. Nice. Joey Pasco. Hey, hey, Twitter friend. Thanks for the follow. We hold up naturalize to untap and naturalize here because this warchief comes in. Why would I mean I have a lackey on play and don't even know what I'm doing? It's like I would never cast a warchief. Tom is dead. He's DED dead. He literally can't even win if he combos next turn. Goblins. Do it. Do it. You know what's awesome is that blast doesn't just defeat naturalize. I'm a fan of that. Can't blast and naturalize. Oh wait, the Tinkerer is not in. The Tinkerer is not in. Oops. So does Sharpshooter deal more damage than Goblin King? The thing is, Sharpshooter needs 3 cards and Goblin King needs 1 card, right? Goblin King just needs a Siege Gang, whereas Sharpshooter needs you to have a Prospector and a Siege Gang. Or it just needs you to have Prospector. Both have pseudo haste. Yeah. I think if every one of my starting hands involves Lackey Siege Gang, then... Oh, this hand doesn't get there, huh? Turn 1 Lackey, he combos. Turn 2 Ringleader, doesn't get anything reasonable. Turn 1 Lackey, he combos. Put Ringleader into play, put Tinker into play is the only way that wins. Or put like Ringleader into play, draw. It's all really bad. Let's take our free mulligan. It's the London Mall. Yep, that's better. Keep. I'll get you later. Turn 1, Skirk. Turn 2, nothing. No, turn 1, yeah, turn 1, Skirk. Turn 2, nothing. Turn 3, turn 3, War Chief, Matron, Piledriver. So turn 3, War Chief, turn 4, Matron, Piledriver. Tom's on a multi 5. Oh, that is a spicy one. What's that gonna let me do? Matron for Ringleader and then go in for Ringleader? Matron for Piledriver anyway, still? Question mark. Huh. Didn't draw the second red source. So then it's Matron Ringleader? Matron Tinker? If I'm Matron Tinker, do I have enough? Is 4 power a turn enough to try to hold him off? I mean, up against the mulligan. Matron Tinker seems like a pretty decent play. With Pyroblast up. I guess this is another turn where I should have contemplated playing around Counterspell. But I think Metelsky thinks long and hard about countering a Matron when he knows like a Ringleader could come up next. So let's go with... thing is, like, Ringleader, I really just want it to draw a Matron, like, because I don't have enough mountains to do anything. It does increase the clock. Tough spot. I think I can play slow. He's on low resources on the multi 5, so I can just choke him out. He can't afford to... I can afford to just like have just a lot of coverage. Pretty sure. Yeah. Impulse, no counterspell is good. Although what's kind of interesting is if I draw Ringleader, I would play it, so maybe the play was Ringleader. Why is Microsoft Teams just not update with my messages? It's really frustrating. Discord popping off too. But if I draw mountain, it's like, ooh, that's pretty good. Also, like, just huge shout out to Hoyp here. I think this build of Goblins just feels awesome. Like, it just feels like it does it. I think shortening the clock by getting a War Chief into play might have been good, but I can afford to wait. And this is a turn where Port is actually going to produce a little bit of leverage, I believe. Okay, well, Tom's mole was pretty bad. Let's go ahead and find a mountain, yeah? Yeah, that's why I kind of want it, because it's so much better to not lose a Goblin to do this. Probably gets counterspelled, though. He's holding all the counterspells for the hate. He's going to try to beat double coverage. Yeah. Shout out to Mike Hoyp and 4 Siege Gang Commanders and Ancient Tombs once again. Alright, we have Lackey Warchief. We have double Lackey, Warchief, Sharpshooter, Mog, but no Lackey payoff. But double Lackey could just snowball out of control and I get a couple draw steps. So, this could keep it. Right now, Tom and I are discussing that Dreadnought just has a little bit too large of a target on its back. And I definitely agree. Days could be good, but I got the second one. I have Lackey Skirk combo, so I think I want to put out a War Chief for sure. And then I want to play, I think, another Lackey. Combo? No. Okay, you're dead. You are so dead. Okay, so Ringleader, and then I get to put the combo in through counter spells, which is great. He can counter this, but then I'm just gonna get him. I don't think I needed to sneak the Ringleader because sneaking the Skirk combo is gonna be better. I'm like always going to be able to Sharpshooter and play is good because next turn if he produces a blocker it's good for him, I think. Kirk. And pass. I think I might have done that wrong. I don't think it matters though, but you know. Gosh, it's fine. Yep. I guess I should have snuck the Ringleader, yeah? Mog? Port? Attack? Can I deal 10 damage to this Dreadnought? It'd be funny. Chief. Let's see. Does porting upkeep matter? He gushed, he kept all his islands around. Uh, Gonna go with it doesn't matter either way. But yeah, it was a misplay not show and telling the Ringleader. Oh, I should have ported. I said I was gonna port. Do it now. No blocks. Keep. should be enough, right? Yeah, more than enough. Sweet. 1 on turn 5. So is Sharpshooter or King better? I didn't draw Siege Gang and Sharpshooter was gas, but I don't have Mogs anymore to increase material without whatever. I mean, they both sort of do the same thing, but Sharpshooter is like a single burst of damage, where this could be consistent damage, and it's a 2/2 itself. It can attack. That's gotta be it. It's my phone popping off again. Cool. Sus. This needed to be a ringleader or a matron. Tom kept 7. Currently, Goblins won 2 out of 3 matches against Blue-White, and Goblins is up a match against Mono-Blue. And this is game 2 of our second match. So Goblins is ahead. Goblins is also mulling to 5. This is still a better hand. Well, you know, regardless of what Discord said, we're here to figure out exactly what the truth is. You know, this is just adding data to the pile. I don't actually discount the experiences of our. I should probably let on something that doesn't get stifled. I think that everyone's experiences are valid. I think the experiences we're going through are right now are like super valid though, because Tom and I think, have a very clinical approach. And also, it's worth mentioning that this is Michael Hoyp's list, and his list is how do I delete this? How do I delete this? Block. Huh. I do not know how to Twitch. Okay. Mod view. Things I will learn eventually. Top deck naturalize, anyone? Funny. Misdirection for the win. Let's see. Stream manager, streaming tools, creator comm, safety center, community, roles manager, analytics, content, video producer, settings, stream channel moderation, channel, home, Twitch, stream chat. Try this. Mod view, switch to non-mod settings, show mod icons. Sure. Did I delete pause chat? Okay, well, it's not that big of a deal. Upkeep. Draw naturalize. Matron. GG's. Alright. Going to game 3, match 2. Thank you to follower Macas97. Don't want to change anything there. Should I get 6 goblins in play and then double cycle jump home incinerator? Is that a line? If I have 6 goblins in play, am I losing the game? Lackey, please. Turn 1, nothing. Turn 2, nothing. Turn 3, matron. Matron for what? Matron for war chief? Sure. Huh. How good is Tom's hand? What are some good draws? Any interaction? I can just matron for Tinker. Fine. Fine. We'll do that. I think I was in the middle of saying that I think Hoyp has an extremely good Goblins list, and as a result, the data from our playtest session here is going to be slightly different because of how good I think the list is. It's my turn already? Yep, Hoyp's list is a banger, and so far I've just been very impressed by how consistent and how fast it is. The ancient teams are really good. The 4 siege gang is really good. Um, and yeah, I just think it's awesome. Let's see if Tom shoves here. Tom does not shove. There's that Goblin King. Don't know if I'd rather have an incinerator. I'd rather have a land. Forgotten Cave, anyone? Alright, do I want pressure? I have double coverage. I can play for a very long time with a Tinker in play. I have the second matron. Also, once I have Tinker in play, I can safely tap out. I mean, I guess I can tap out now. Interesting. I guess once I drew the Naturalize, I should have contemplated tapping out, because I have, like, Naturalize Red Blast beat a Daze as well. But now we're priced into this kind of conservative line. This will be a good thing to talk about. Good, like, really interesting spot to consider, because I could have matron for pressure and then not played such a slow game. Because it's like I'm matron for Tinker, but I just give Tom time to like cast cantrips and find like the extra blast that he needs for the Tinker. And also he's just like holding up counterspell here. So I can matron for War Chief or run the Tinker into counterspell, blast the counterspell. Let's use my mana. I'm also gonna be down to 12, but that was inevitable. Cool. Can't figure out what Discord notifications are popping off. It could be that the new server I just joined. Probably is. Man, I wish there probably is a way to set your default notification settings in Discord. I gotta set that up. Yeah, that's a classic streamer problem, yeah. Alright, let's start tapping out. One turn of tapping out, anyone? I'm gonna deal so much damage. I'm gonna deal 5 down to 10, and then another 3 down to 7. But I have successfully played around days. Hardcast foil. Yeah. Whatever, man. I can do this all day. Well, I can't anymore because I'm on a 1-turn clock. Ancient Tomb, not good this match. But I also could have changed my lines. Mountain, please. I need a colored source. I need a sunfire guy. This is not a colored source. Dare you? He needs the stifles for the Tinker trigger, so. Maybe one of these could be a City of Traders. It would be kind of bad if one of them was in this game, though. Nice. Okay, now we're cooking. I'm going to just do this, I think. 15. Next turn. 11. The following turn. 4. I mean, I get a matron for a ring later and more pressure and stuff. Oh, I could have just gone for a matron this turn. No, I mean, then I wouldn't hold up Tinker. Guess I should have matroned this turn for some hasty guys. Okay, I should have thought about that turn more. It's incredible how slow you have to play correctly. But yeah, matron just shortens the clock by a lot. And I assume that Tom's just amassing like a quadruple foil hand. Just like a hand with like a lot of foils and a lot of blasts. I think he's just like digging for more blasts. But he didn't cast anything on an end step, so his hand is already full of counter spells. So I actually need a port. But yeah, if I got a hasty with my matron, then he would have had to go off. But instead, we're playing a slower game. Okay, all I have to do is add up to 11 damage on the following turn. So if I matron for War Chief last turn, I would have forced him to go last turn, but he could have overwhelmed my hate. So I think it's matron for War Chief this turn. And then he's got the real Fear of God in him. How many times can I tap my Ancient Tombs? I can tap Ancient Tomb one more time, which is fine. This could catch a counter. I could survive with that. Do we get Ringleader? No, we get War Chief because it's 3 mana. And we actually need to cast it with 3 mana. Get Ringleader. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Literally anything with haste. Skirk? No. Ringleader? What if I just play the Goblin Lackey? It's just War Chief, right? Because I just haste him out of nowhere. Like, he has to go off. And then War Chief just means that I can beat going off. I can beat through going off. Okay, so the plan is to hold out my mana this turn because he has to go off. And if he doesn't go off, then I just win. So I just hold up all my mana for a Tinker, untap Tinker, Blast, Naturalize. Okay, Tom's dead. I mean, he's going to go for it, obviously, but he's going to go for it with double counterspell. Going for it with double counterspell, Gush Foil, I guess he's not dead. Oh, that's not a good sign for him. It's great for me. Yeah. This is fine. I mean, I just win. He has to bounce the Goblin King. Which doesn't, like, get him anywhere. Pretty sure I win this. I have a hard time figuring out how I lose, honestly. Okay, so I should think about this because I need a 2-turn clock no matter what. And I need to not take too much damage. I mean, Metelsky's just has counterspell. But if with the Goblin King bounce, it's like pretty bad for me, so I can... It's like Goblin King bounce, rejam Goblin King, Goblin King gets countered. It's actually not a good spot. Just be a control deck for one more turn. I think I should have evaluated this game a little bit differently, but the fact that Tom doesn't go for it last turn is pretty telling. Can I go down to 3? If I go down to 3, I can't tap Ancient Tomb anymore. Tom goes down to 8. I need to put 8 damage on the board. Through counterspell. So if it's just Lackey, can I go War Chief? Can I go War Chief, Matron? War Chief, Matron. Too hard to figure out the spot. Okay, let's there's no getting around the Goblin King bounce, so the only question is if I want to play a creature with haste. I also have to, what's kind of an interesting thing is I have to force him to bounce Goblin King, because if I don't attack with, for, I guess 6 damage is enough to threaten. I gotta leave Tinker up, because he's got some things in his hand, and like Stifle is amongst them. So I need to burn through 2 Stifles here. I mean, I've committed myself to a conservative route, so I have to keep playing it. But I think much earlier in the game, I should have just put more board pressure on to shorten the clock. But I just gave him too long of a clock to like just be doing this stuff. Seal of removal notably worse than Plow here. I mean, the rest of the stuff is pretty good. Opt is actually, my new hot take is I hate Opt in this deck, or just in general, but especially in this deck. But yeah. And we stare. I only have one more Ancient Tomb tap, so one of these just doesn't exist. And I wasn't going to use it on a ringleader. But this Tinker could just go the distance, yeah. Okay, if it's a boomerang here, it's pretty good. Plusen Forest is acceptable. Can Plusen Forest force a king? I mean, it's fine. I just forced myself into a conservative line, so it's Stifle here, sure. King, activate again, naturalize, 6 life. Let's do it like this. Can I afford to play double War Chief? It would take all my mana. But I can just play double War Chief instead of naturalize. So if I draw a mountain, I can do double War Chief naturalize. No, I'd be short. So I need something else. I need a matron for a mountain. No. So if I do this, I can take a damage, take another damage, take 2 damage. Both these cards have haste. Both can't resolve. It just doesn't make a difference. The matron he could let resolve. It's got all this mana this turn. 6 cards. He can't phase out a Dreadnought. Okay. I'm not sure what's happening. It's probably like bounce Tinker or something. Bounce Tinker, bounce War Chief on my turn. He could just be holding out Infinity Blasts. Yeah, that's interesting. So if you drew Dreadnought, he goes Dreadnought, Stifle. I go blow it up. He can't Vision Charm. Reality Ripple is my War Chief. Counters my Goblin King. I blow it up next turn. No, I think I would have got him no matter what. The conclusion on Goblins versus Dreadnought, blue-white or mono-blue version, is effectively if Dreadnought can produce a turn 2 Dreadnought in game 1, they'll win. In games 2 and 3, turn 2 Dreadnought with protection, probably necessary the entire rest of the time. And then even sometimes on the play, Goblins will just win. They can race the turn 2 Dreadnought with a good lackey hand on the play. And then post-board games, you have access to a lot of tools. If you are a Dreadnought player, I would recommend that you molt a turn 2 Dreadnought if you know your opponent is Goblins. I think that's the most effective way to win. And if you're the Goblins player, I suggest that you molt a lackey. Simple as that. Well, thanks to everyone who tuned in, and GG's.